Today's lesson is lesson 20, and it concludes our study of Europe with Spain. I can hardly believe we're about to get on our last European train before we reach the beautiful and historic continent. Travel between France and Spain is easy with a quick final use of our European Railroad Pass. I'm excited to see the breathtaking countryside as we travel, and a little sad to be leaving the beautiful landscape behind. I have loved sharing this adventure with you these last weeks, and I hope that it has inspired you to see the cultures in a new and exciting way. Let's get started on our last European adventure together. Spain has been the birthplace of several inventions that have changed the course of history. Do you like to read novels, a made-up story with multiple chapters, or have an adult read a novel to you? The first novel was penned or written in 1490. This novel, when translated into English, was called The Tyrant the White, and was the first of many novels to be written over the last 500 years. Is mopping the floor a favorite job in your house? Just think how much less fun it would have been to have to scrub it on your hands and knees like people had done for centuries. The modern mop was invented by a Spanish inventor in 1956. Another famous invention from Spain was the first fully functioning submarine that could be used for the military. This invention was a major contributor to the way modern warfare has developed over the years. Some quick facts about Spain. The population is 46.74 million. The government type is parliamentarian monarchy. The size of the country is 368,000 miles. The capital city is Madrid. The official language is Spanish. And the landmark is the Guggenheim Museum at Bilbao. Land and animals. The landscape in Spain is impressively diverse. The mainland is on the Iberian Peninsula, bordering both the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, and spilling out into both bodies of water with numerous islands totaling 3,000 miles of coastline. Spain is home to tropical beaches, beautiful river valleys, and snow-capped mountains. The Canary Islands off the coast of West Africa also belong to Spain. These beautiful islands were formed by volcanic activity and still have several active, although currently dormant, volcanoes on them. The Pyrenees Mountains from the border between France and Spain, while the Sierra Nevada range overlooks the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. The foothills of the Sierra Nevada range down to the coast of the Mediterranean featured subtropical flora and fauna, which are plants and animals that are unique to Spain. Such diverse landscapes makes for diverse wildlife as well. Spain is home to animals ranging from brown bears to beavers, ibex to eagles, wolves to macabre, and everything in between. The Iberian lynx is a wildcat native to the Iberian Peninsula, where Spain and Portugal are located. These beautiful creatures have short fur that can be a number of different colors, from a tan color to a bright yellowish hue. Its markings are similar to those of our leopard or cheetah, but the tufts of hair on its ears and whiskers are decidedly different from those African cats. Iberian lynx can be found in the forests and sand dunes of Spain, and they are often use scrub vegetation for shelter. Their primary food source is European rabbit, but they are also known to feast on geese, ducks, birds, among other things. These beautiful animals are becoming more and more rare and are listed as critically endangered due to the loss of habitat, excessive hunting in the past, and frequent road accidents. The famous landmark, the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain, is a museum of modern and contemporary art. This building, designed by Canadian-American architect Frank Gehry, is an impressive structure that was opened in 1997. It is fitting that the unique building houses art, since the building itself looks more like art than a museum. Frank Gehry is known around the world as bringing new and creative ideas to building impressive structures with new material and unique designs. This stunning structure incorporates titanium, glass, and limestone and houses an exhibit of over 200 pieces of art at any given time. It features art by both Spanish and international artists in one of the largest museums in the whole of Spain. Food. Eating in Spain is a unique experience. One common staple in Spaniards' diet is the tortilla de patris. Although this food shares a name with a common Latin American food, that is where the resemblance ends. In Spain, a tortilla is a thick potato omelet served by the slice. Like many staple foods in cultures around the world, you can find as many variations of the tortilla as there are kitchens that they come from. But a trip to Spain would not be complete without sampling this simple but hearty meal. Paella is another iconic Spanish dish that you will find throughout Spain, again with many different variations. The brightly colored rice dish is seasoned with garlic, saffron, and paprika and cooked in a stock rather than plain water. It is then often topped with vegetables and chicken or some variety of seafood. Olives are another staple in the Spanish diet. The oil is used liberally in cooking, and a small bowl of olives will often be served before a meal. Seafood is in abundance in Spain, thanks to the country's extensive coastline. However, if you want a more exotic culinary experience, look for cocinillo, a dish made by slow roasting a whole suckling pig, or rabo de toro, which is simply stewed bull's tail. Will any of these foods end up on your must-eat list in Spain, or will you be looking for the nearest burger place? Transportation. Spain has been a crossroads between Europe and Africa and the New World, so transportation has always been an important part of their culture. It was Spanish sailors who first recorded sighting Antarctica and the Pacific Ocean. Spanish explorers are also credited with the discovery of California and the distinction of being the first to sail around the world. This rich history of transportation is translated into transport within Spain today. The country has many connecting roads, railroads, and advanced public transit systems within major cities that consisted of a network of metros and buses. A few Spanish cities even have trams running through their streets. History and culture. One of the most widely known traditions in the Spanish culture is bullfighting. It is not fully known where bullfighting originated, but the earliest known standards to kill a bull in an arena was in the 11th century. The Pope outlawed bullfighting in the 16th century, but it continued to grow in popularity, and the church eventually gave up trying to stop it. Bullfighting was originally done by the aristocratic on horseback, with other people on the ground maneuvering the bull with capes. Over time, the activity fell out of favor with the aristocratic and the common people who were already proficient at maneuvering the bulls on foot. Became what we know as the matadors of today. Although this tradition has come under attack in recent decades because of opposition to the treatment of bulls, the Spanish people have tenaciously held on to their tradition. I would agree with the people. I think that the fighting of bulls should stop. Thank you so very much for coming on this European adventure with me. I hope you have had as much fun as I have on this adventure, and I can't wait to see you in Africa. Now that we are all done with our European backpack adventure, it's time to pack up that backpack and head home. Research flights from Madrid to your hometown or closest airport. How much will it cost to get home, and how long will the flight be? This concludes Lesson 20 of the European Study.